Okay, we're back. And if you're at this point, that means that you have one complete turn around your coil and you're ready to start making more rows. And so you just continue to do what you did before. You're going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Push it together. And now, wait a minute, I just remember I didn't show you this. All right, when you wrap the 5 and you go to stitch, now instead of going into the center of the coil of the basket, you are going to go on the row below. So I'm literally stitching one row down on the row that happened before. So the stitch lays 2 pieces of rope beside each other. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Push them together. Oops, got a little knotty. Okay, as you work, remember you may have to shorten the tail on your needle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you see my index finger immediately holds that down, pushes it 2, and then I stitch 1 row right below where I was before. This yarn is wanting to make a knot. All right. Now, in order not to get tangled up, I suggest that you take all of this, and what I'm doing is just putting it to my side and letting it drop into the floor. Okay, that way the only thing on the table in front of you is exactly what you're working with instead of all those other pieces. That's 2, 3, 4, 5. Lay it down, stitch 1 row below. All right, I'll wrap once, 2, 3, 4, 5. You notice a pattern here? I'm doing 5, and then I'm stitching. 5, and then I'm stitching. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Finger on the top. Hold the coil. Push the needle through 1 row right below where I was previously. Okay. That way your stitches are always straight, and the stitches are these pieces. They'll always be straight and going where they're supposed to if you stitch directly below where you left off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm wrapping 5 every single time. And I'm also trying really hard to lay my thread, or my yarn, I should say, side by side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It keeps the yarn looking really neat. And I'm also creating tension. So like I'm pulling hard on my yarn. I'm keeping everything really tight. When you finish, you don't want these coils or these rows of coil to be able to be moved back and forth like this a lot. It needs to be good and tight so it holds it together so it can carry whatever you put inside. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're holding this together and pushing this through. As 8th graders, you know that one of our traditions that came over from Africa is the baskets that some of the people make in Charleston, in the Charleston area. I'm not saying you have to be from Charleston to know how to do it, but they are created by folks who lived in that area, in that region, because of the seagrasses. And so those baskets and this are created very much the same way. So in the traditional sense, what they would have used here would have been the grasses that grow along the marsh areas in Charleston. And then what they used in this area to wrap and lash it together was palm fronds, or the leaves that are on the palm trees. So we're using welting cord, which we call the rope, and then the yarn to do the same method. It's just that Ours are made more of like a fabric or a textile product, where theirs are made from a natural product grown in nature. All right, we're getting toward the end here, and my needle just came off. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, hey, it's time to get a new piece, isn't it? So in the next video, I will show you how to add a new piece of yarn.